Hey everybody, Doug here with the Documenters team. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add links to your notes, and I'll go over a couple of specific links that could be useful, especially if you're covering Cleveland City Council. I'm going to be talking specifically about inline links, and I'll show you what those look like in a second. But essentially, inline links are links that you embed right within the text of your notes, rather than putting in the long URL. It's really useful for readability, for making your notes easy to read. And it's also kind of a principle of just accessible information for residents and folks who might be reading. So I'll go over a few examples here, and I'll start with showing how to just add links to the notes, beginning with, we'll go with Cleveland City Council's homepage. So if I have this up, and the process is the same for any link that you want to add, essentially, you select that link, copy it, you go back to your notes, and I'll go down here in the notes section. You can see I'm in my Google Doc where I would take notes on a meeting, and I'll just paste that link in. And this is typically just what we would say, just adding a link to the notes, but it's not an inline link. It's just a URL by itself. What you would do to make that an inline link is find the text that you want that link to be within. In this case, I have up here, learn more about City Council on its website. So a nice direct inline link to that would be to say hyperlink website. So you would highlight the word website, go up to the toolbar, find insert. When this menu comes up, you would go down and find link. And then in that field that pops up, you simply paste the link there and then hit apply. And now you'll see that the word website is blue and underlined, it's hyperlinked, and that's what we call an inline link. If you click it, it goes right to Cleveland City Council's homepage, just like that. There's some other specific types of links that now that you know how to inline link, that could be useful to review, just especially for City Council. One of them is their agendas. There's a few places that you can find the City Council agenda. One spot is on documenters.org on that assignment page. If you actually scroll down a little bit, you'll see beneath the meeting agency information, you'll see a row of documents here. These are typically resources that we put on the assignment, but also you'll see agendas there from the city government websites themselves. If you actually click agenda, it brings up this page where the agenda is embedded on documenters.org. So from this point, you can just grab a link to this web page and then go back to your notes and say, you could type something like, here is the meeting agenda. And then you could do the same thing that we did before, highlight agenda, insert in the tool tab, down to link, and paste. The other spot where you could find an agenda is on City Council's, there's a website called Legistar that they use. It's essentially, this is Legistar. It's essentially where they track all their legislations, where they post announcements for their meetings and agendas as well. If you were on the calendar tab, and I'm on it for this week, you can toggle back and forth to different times to see what meetings are coming up. You'll see a column of agendas over here for all of those meetings. And what you would do in this case is find the agenda that you want for the right meeting, right click it or whatever the equivalent is for you for that. And that in this menu that pops up, then you would select copy link address. And now you have that link address to that document copied. And you can go back and actually, if you wanted to switch out what is linked to the word agenda now, you click it, you can hit edit link. Clear this out here and paste in the new link that you have copied. And that link is essentially a download link to that file. So when folks click that, rather than bringing up a web page, it downloads the file to their device. And then they can go and access the full document there rather than being on documenters.org. So that's just an option of where to find agendas for city council meetings. The one other type of link that is important to show, I think, for city council especially, are individual legislation pages on Legistar. So if I pull up, I'll go to this tab that I have open here. You'll see that this is a specific piece of legislation. It's about parking rates at some Cleveland-owned lots. Each piece of legislation that City Council reviews should have its own page like this. It's where you can track its journey through the legislative process a little bit. And you can also find attachments on this page that could be to the full text of the legislation, which is important to see exactly what it says. There might be executive summaries, presentations related to the legislation, and also some amendments. If there's amendments made, those attachments would pop up here as well. You can find these on Legistar. There's a way to actually search the ordinance number on Legistar. But I think the easiest way to really grab these links, since you already have the agenda up most likely, is to pull it straight from the agenda. So you'll see that those ordinance numbers on agendas are hyperlinked already, and those go to those pages that we just reviewed. So you would right-click that again, like we did earlier, and that same menu pops up, and you'll again want to select copy link address. And once you do that, you again can go back to your notes. You see I have emergency ordinance 8/17/2023 here, and you can link an inline link right to that, doing the same process we did before. Hit apply. And the last type of link that I wanted to show actually kind of applies not just to Cleveland City Council meetings. We'll use that as an example, but it's really about meetings on YouTube. And if there's a specific point in the meeting that you want to direct readers to, it could be the start of a presentation, it could be an interesting public comment that was made, it could be a discussion that maybe was confusing or contentious and you just don't quite know how to summarize, and you might want to just be like, here's just see for yourselves what happened. There's a way to do that, and rather than linking to just the main YouTube video that starts at the beginning, you can link specifically to a point in a meeting. So I'll use a city council meeting as an example here. What you would want to do that is come down to this share button. You click share, and if you were to copy right now, that would just start the meeting at the beginning for anybody who clicks on the link. But you'll see there's this checkbox here that says start at, and if you select that, you get a chance to choose at what point in this meeting video that link will jump to. So I'm just randomly put in a time, say 10 minutes and 49 seconds. It's good, if something like this did jump out in the meeting, it's good to note the timestamp for yourself and for others so that you can pinpoint the time. But all you have to do is have this box checked and put in the time that you want it to start at, and then you can come and copy that link by clicking copy. You can then go back to your notes, and here I have a Cleveland resident made a public comment about gun violence at this point in the meeting. So here I would probably hyperlink at this point, just the most direct call to it. And then we just do the same process, go down to link, And that's that. And so if I were to open this up, it'll go right to the 10-minute and 49-second mark. And that's essentially it for inline linking. You'll see how it looks different here. You see the hyperlinked words versus the full long URL. Again, it's a great way for um, making your notes accessible, resourceful, and easy to read. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Documenters team, and we are happy to talk through anything.